comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, no. Here comes the, oh. Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, no. Here comes the, oh. Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that.
What's up, Titans Nation? Welcome in to the 615. It's your host, Lee Hillis. And today we are talking with a Titans fan from the UK, Adam Foxcroft. Let's go and bring Adam. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good, thanks. That wasn't so much an intro; that was a hype video. That has got my juices going. Yeah, glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
So we had basically talked a little bit about what we're talking about. The first thing we're going to hit on is how and when did you become a Titans fan? Living there in the UK?
Well, it's going to sound a bit weird, but I'm in my Oilers jersey here. You've got your Oilers cap. It's not how I became a Titans fan. It's why did I become an Oilers fan back in probably. I'm showing my age, but it's okay because it was my birthday yesterday. I would say like 1989 would be my guess. I couldn't tell you the exact game or the exact year, but I just remember watching a few highlights of Warren Moon throwing a football, and I mean, do I need to explain anything else? Probably not to anyone who's seen him play. It was. We used to have over here. We had a TV highlights show on a Sunday night, and I think we used to show the games from like a week before, and eventually we had a show where they dived into a live game at Sunday evening. Here would be Sunday lunchtime afternoon with you guys, and myself and a few friends at school, we kind of each picked a team. We all had different teams, and mine was the Houston Oilers. And all the years of glory and success that have come with it ever since. I just stuck with it from there. It was, I guess, obviously most Titans fans in Nashville or Tennessee, farther afield, they've probably got different stories, but you've kind of the team went through relocation in the 90s, and there's all this sort of controversy now about the Texans want their uniforms back. That's not accurate. The Texans want to steal the Oilers and the Titans uniforms, but it's like I've kind of got a different perspective on it because I didn't move. The team moved. I mean, technically closer to me, I guess you'd say, but it seemed weird from afar, and I can understand why people in Houston would have been mad. It was controversial. All these any team that moves will have a bit of controversy, but it kind of seemed weird. I mean, I stuck with the team, but there was definitely a period when those couple of years of being the Tennessee Oilers where it just felt different. And I sort of watching something. They're playing those games in front of nobody in Memphis, and it seemed really strange. And then you have obviously the team becomes the Titans, and suddenly there's this Super Bowl run, and there's a bit of success, and 1 yard short exactly. Let's focus on the Music City Miracle and the good stuff maybe, but it just, I mean, that's how I became a fan. I'm a fan watching from afar, except for the couple of games that we've had over here, and including obviously last year against the Ravens.
Which was heartbreaking.
Which was we're used to that though as Titans fans. It's our turn for success, but that's what did it for me in a nutshell. It's there's nothing. I never had a link to Houston or a link to Nashville like a lot of fellow fans over here do. Like everyone's kind of got a different story, or I'll speak the guys I do the podcast with for Transatlantic Titans. One of them studied in Tennessee. Another kind of went traveling and decided to pick a team based on the best experience they had, which turned out to be in Nashville. I'm probably the oldest of our group, being in my mid-40s and having kind of followed the team for, I don't want to do the maths, but it's quite a long time, through thick and thin, and it's totally different now. Back with that highlight show in the late 80s, early 90s, sometimes the Oilers wouldn't have been on there at all, and you just watch other teams, and you just have to, and it would just be a case of getting the box score, or not even the box score. We had a thing called teletext. I don't know if you know what that is, or you had a similar thing where just essentially pre-internet, you would be on your TV and you press a button and it would come through with your television signal, and you could look up different news, weather, sports results, and you could I would get the score like that. And now we can watch any game we like in high definition on Game Pass, and we have some Sky Sport, any game that we can watch now, and it's just incredible. But if fan regardless throughout all of it.
So before we get into expectations for this season, the schedule came out Wednesday night. So Thursday for you. So we start off with San Francisco and Seattle at home in preseason.
Yeah.
And then we travel to New Orleans. Then the regular season starts at Chicago, New York Jets, Green Bay, at Miami.
And then a very early bye, week 5.
Week 5, right after the Miami Monday night game. And that Miami game is the only primetime game we have.
And let me just say, from a really selfish standpoint, that is fantastic news. Because
the question is, and everybody's asking this, how in the world did the Jets get 6? 6 primetime games over the defending champions only getting 5.
I haven't got an answer to that. They've also got a London game, so they've also got what would be a breakfast game for you guys. I don't know if the
but you have Jacksonville over there 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, I can't do anything about that.
And then
I don't know. Maybe the world they were so starved of Aaron Rodgers getting hurt last year that we just need to.
We have to help in some way. But then coming out of the bye, we have 13 straight. And here's a very interesting point. Of our last 7, 5 of them are division games. 5 of our last 7. That is probably the hardest stretch you've got to go. But coming out of the bye, you play Indianapolis. Your first conference game of the year, you're 6 weeks in.
Do you think that's a good thing?
We typically play Indy within the first 4 weeks of the year.
Yeah, it seems in recent years.
But you're coming out of the bye, you'll be well rested. You have a new regime on that sideline. But coming after Indy, you go to Buffalo, you go to Detroit. Detroit was one of the hottest teams in my mind last year.
Yeah.
Then you come back home to play New England. Then you have a late game in LA. Then you come home to play Minnesota. And then here's where the last 7-game stretch comes into hand. Starting late November at Houston, at Washington, Jacksonville, Cincinnati, at Indianapolis, at Jacksonville, and you end the season in 2025 with Houston.
I I don't know if this is the worst thing because I think it
This
might be.
well, we've been deemed to have one of the easiest schedules in the NFL this year, with our
What?
opponent's
Yeah,
winning percentage being under 50%.
I think unusually, sort of most years or in recent years, the AFC South has been probably one of the weakest divisions in the
But in my
NFL.
mind right now, and you'll probably agree with this, the AFC South is one of the strongest.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is what's
In my
changed. So
in my mind, it's up for grabs. Any of the 4 teams could win it this year. The
well, then,
Titans, on the other hand, I think they have a legitimate shot. Looking at everything they've had, Calvin Ridley, Tyler Boyd, and still having DeAndre Hopkins. You get a piece right there. You get 2 pieces right there with Jeff. But then you load up on young talent in the draft.
I think it's because the AFC South is stronger now, and actually most of the easier games are out of division this year, which is kind of flipped as I say from recent years. So I think it's quite a good thing to have some of the easier games early or mid season, especially you said as you mentioned coming off the bye to play the Colts at home. Then that feels like a sneaky bit of advantage against them. We're going to have 5 division games out the last 7, as you say. They're
Yes.
probably going to be some of the toughest games of the year. But
In that stretch, yes.
if we've got
Only,
a winning record at that point, it feels like the pressure's on them rather than potentially on the Tennessee Titans, and we could be in a good position.
And between a bunch of us podcasters over here, we've thrown around. What if the Titans go into the bye undefeated?
Yeah.
You beat the Packers at home. You beat the Jets at home. You're definitely winning week 1 at Chicago with their rookie quarterback.
It's that's definitely a good side to play Chicago. I mean, unless he comes out, unless he plays like Marcus
Joe Burrow did
at first. Yeah.
Like Joe Burrow did against us his rookie year. But then you go to Miami for prime time. Miami last year was supposed to hang 70 on us.
Yeah.
But we go in there and win by 1.
Could lightning strike twice with that one? That felt such a mad game.
There's a lot of fun games between Tennessee and Miami.
Yeah.
In this whole series. So what we're going to end with is, let me first. What are your expectations for this upcoming season? Record wise.
I think we've watched this team long enough never to expect anything.
Yeah.
we have hopes and dreams and predictions. Yeah, I would say we did a very quick rough and ready kind of went through the schedule on our podcast last night, and we came out 10-7. But this was just, do we think we're going to beat them? And it was all a bit random. We don't know. By the time the season starts, there are going to be changes.
Who's going to be there?
Yeah, there are going to be injuries. But the biggest question is ultimately got to be the quarterback Will Levis, right? So if he
young William.
I'm trying young William. I'm trying to keep my hope levels rational about it because I can feel myself getting sucked in, and it reminds me a little bit of Marcus's rookie year or first couple of years where he showed so many good flashes. But I
smack.
Right, but I think Will's better than Marcus was, and
he showed it. He showed it last year. He touchdowns, 4 interceptions in 9 games,
and he showed it without much support. He didn't have an O-line.
He really didn't have an offensive line last year.
No, and
he excelled in my mind.
I know. I agree. The reason I put the question mark on him is we've not really seen, other than those, we've not seen a huge sample size, and I think this is where it might get tougher for him. Yeah, he's going to have hopefully, touch wood, a much more competent offensive line. He's going to have a better receiving core. The
Yeah.
roster looks
He's
better than it
got
did.
a two-headed monster in the backfield. Too bad we couldn't keep Derek.
Yeah, sure, yeah, of course. But I don't think that's as big an issue as
But
maybe
the
it's being made
secondary,
out.
defensively, the secondary is 10 times better.
Yeah,
With
absolutely. I think,
the addition of Awuzie and L'Jarius Sneed.
there's depth in that position as well.
There's too much depth. But you just finished rookie minicamp. We've all seen the video of JC Latham.
Yep. What a phenomenal athlete he looks like.
What a physical specimen he
Yeah,
is.
yeah. Well, the top two picks were two physical specimens, one on either side of the ball, and
Both of them combined, their combined weight is over 700 pounds. Over 700 pounds combined.
yeah, they're competing with each other on the practice field. Isn't it?
You put Sweat in the middle of that defensive line with Jeff. That takes a lot of the double teams off Jeff.
Well, you can't double team both of them.
And of course, you also add Sebastian Joseph Day into the mix in free agency. But question: adding Sweat, does that open up Jeff's gameplay?
I think it will
It'll
open up
excel
one
him.
of them. If it depends whether teams continue to put two guys on him, but like it's the same with receivers. I think a lot of the time, if you've got that stud wide receiver or two stud
Yeah.
wide receivers, sometimes they can be double covered and it opens the field up for someone else. I think it would be a similar story with the two big defensive linemen. If you've got to put your blocking resources somewhere, and you can't. Yeah, you can't put multiple guys on both of them, so it depends what teams do, and it might frustrate. Yeah, if they continue to put the attention on Jeff, and then Sweat comes in and makes hay off the back of it, it might frustrate him. But I think it's only gonna help the team.
Yeah.
And offensive lines facing those two are not going to be looking forward to that prospect.
And our stand for the rest of the NFL, good luck trying to run on the Titans this year. Good luck.
Yeah.
You've got two huge specimens in the middle of that deep line. Good luck.
It does. I mean, it's we always feel optimistic at this time of year, don't like? Or I do. You look at the draft and we improve. We've improved our roster in the draft, which pretty much every team does, unless you're the Atlanta Falcons, arguably.
Cowboys.
So 30 teams have improved themselves during the draft, but obviously free agencies happens. As you said, we've lost Derek, who's the face of the franchise.
We lost Danico, who's now in Houston.
Yeah, I don't like
he
that.
He only has one team left in the division to play for. He's played for 3 of the 4 teams in the AFC South.
I don't think anybody's ever played for all 4, have they? I think Andre Johnson gave it a good go, and
yeah, he played for Houston, Tennessee, and Indy.
Yeah, I'm not sure Danico's going to finish the set, but yeah,
it's see. But it would be bad to play him twice a year, knowing how big of a game record he is.
Yeah, of course. But he's. It might turn out to be the right time to move on from him with his age. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't wish.
In my mind, Sweat is a younger version.
Could be, yeah.
So you said y'all said 10-7 last night.
Yeah, I think it could be even better than that. But I think realistically, with the AFC South as strong as it is, we're not going to go and
Yeah.
well, yeah. I
We're not
can't
gonna
see us
pull
sweeping them all or
what I
sweeping.
think what I think Tennessee could do, split with Indy and split with Houston. Jacksonville's not as good as what people thought. So you sweep Jacksonville, split with Indy, split with Houston.
I mean, I'll take that if you're offering 4-2 in the division to me. I'll bite your hand off. That would be fantastic.
But this is my way too early projection. 13-4.
Oh, it would be
That would
be spectacular.
The Titans could easily have 2 1,000-yard wide receivers this year, easily. And Calvin Ridley and DeAndre Hopkins.
It's a lot of. I love being optimistic. A lot of things have to go perfectly.
But yeah, a lot of things have to go
the ceiling. Yeah.
13-4, that's my ceiling. At the lowest, I see us finishing 9-8 at the lowest.
So it's a winning record at best, at the worst.
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yes, it's still a winning record. But we're fixing to, and of course, again, thanks to Adam for taking time out of his evening there in the UK to hop on and talk about this Titans schedule.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. I'm talking Titans is always good fun.
Yeah,
always enjoyable.
But as we always say over here at the Twin Titans Sports Network, stay classy and tighten up.
Tighten up.
Tighten up! Let's get tightened up! Tightened up! I've been scoping from the sideline, waiting for the right time to send the freshest team to scrimmage, so I'm busting y'all. Welcome to Nashville. We got this here. Don't worry about it. We got this here. Music City, so out till loud and clear. Don't worry about it. See, we got this here. It's a brand new dance and it's about to go live. Tighten up, Nashville, rep the 615. First you tighten 2 step to the right, then you tighten 2